I can hear it now. Band takes the field, and out of that eastern tunnel pour 215 well-drilled, well-disciplined Michigan bandsmen. They pour over the eastern sideline, they form the big block in, and they play the greatest college fight song ever written.
All right. Hey, Seth, we're actually here in the same room.
This is where it happens.
This is where it happens.
Yeah. See my sweatshirts hanging up there?
What's on the door back there?
Oh, that was like those hands things that the kids did during COVID,
Okay.
right? Like, or I don't know, my kids made an artwork for me. I am...
Okay. Oh, it looked like
I'm
a Halloween,
softie
like a
that.
Halloween decoration, like
No,
that's
that's been on there for ages. It's just normally I'm covering it up.
Normally
so
it's
I don't
behind
think
your
about
head?
it. Right.
All right. So, well, we beat Michigan State.
We did!
All
Yes!
right.
Wait. I mean, listen. Do you hear that?
What's that?
No Spartans talking.
Yeah, it's crazy. and that maybe for a year. Actually, the only Spartans I hear talking are the ones saying that players deserved it.
No, no one I know personally is like that. So
yeah, we're just not gonna go there.
Yeah.
Actually, Colby told me yesterday. He's like, I got a friend in school who's not my friend anymore. I was like,
Oh.
what's why? I thought it was some big thing. He's like, well, he said these guys were talking trash.
Yeah.
They deserved it. He said, we just beat you. It's sports. We're allowed to talk trash. You're not allowed to hit people. You should go to prison. And I'm like, that is why I love my 12-year-old. Very solid head on his shoulders.
just tell him to watch himself in the hallways around that kid from the near future.
Yeah, watch your lunchbox swing at him.
Anyway, now that we're here live, I can show you some stuff.
All right, let's check
All right, because I know that you were panicking over this. All right, you know what play this is? You know what play I'm showing you?
I don't, off the top.
All right.
First, yep, 1 minute left.
Yeah, all right, so this is where Jamon Green gets mossed. Okay, there's Green. So right back to 2020, here we are again. Michigan's in single high coverage. Okay, they're rotating him high. He's coming down.
When you told me I need to be
Leave
worried
him
about
all
the jump
up.
balls, and that's the classic Michigan State
dang,
jump ball.
The dang jump balls. So I wanted to show you kind of how Michigan adjusted to this. People kind of seeing my face over there are not. I'm looking over that direction. That's what's going on. I got this here.
Two screens.
Yeah, we're two screening it here. So, and I wanted to show you how Michigan adjusted to this, and then how Michigan State adjusted to that, and then how Michigan responded to Michigan State's adjustment. This kind of was going on all game.
Yeah.
Okay, so what they're doing is they're trying to isolate a guy against their best receiver here, okay? And the idea is, hey, now this time it's Jalen Reed, because that's who everyone thought was going to be the best receiver. Here's the guy who's really giving us a hard time, Coleman. Okay? I don't need to show you the touchdown. It was the same thing.
No,
all right? Yeah. But Michigan's going to just isolate their guy. This is how we always used to play. Now against Jalen Reed, no problem, right? Here's your matchup. He follows him all the way down. Don't even need a safety over the top because we can handle that guy, right? Having a hard time with Coleman. So with Coleman, what they did is they started adjusting by they went to safety on top of him. So if you can watch the safety up here, this time it's Rod Moore. Just watch look where he's starting.
Well, speaking of Rod Moore, while you're getting back to that,
Yeah.
you see PFF graded him as the top safety in the country?
I finally got something right.
Yeah.
Their offensive line scouting is insane this year. But yeah, I mean, this is set up by the coaching a little bit, right? So they're going to have him, see how he just moved over there?
Yeah.
All right, show you. Just scoots right over there. And then takes a couple more steps too. So look where he is. When they go to throw it, he's already almost at the numbers. This is playing too high. This is playing a guy on top of a guy, okay? So you're not getting that anymore.
No, and
right?
the one thing you notice there from State's quarterbacks is just locking on to one guy. His eyes don't move. They weren't getting through reads. They knew they couldn't. You see how fast he even got hit right there.
Yeah.
We were already in the backfield, and they're just picking one receiver, and he's not even looking around.
Yeah. So that's Michigan's adjustment. We're taking that away, right? Because they hit us with that. It wasn't nice. We were not happy with it. And And so then Michigan State has an adjustment to this. Now watch this play. See if you can see how Michigan State's going to play it. Now we got this safety over here. He's getting on top.
I love that play. Watch the State sideline how they're yelling for targeting right here too. It's hilarious.
I think that's why they were yelling in the stadium afterward, or they're going up the tunnel yelling at them. But yeah, so the safety's going to get on top, right? That's Keon Coleman. The safety's going to roll over on top. Michigan State saying, okay, if you're going to play like that, we're just going to hit someone down in here, right? Michigan's ready for that. And they got DJ Turner leaves the screen, and he can get down so fast.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of what it comes down to, is do you have the talent to play that way? And I'm guessing that was the play if, on the other one, when Sanders still gets on top, or not, when Moore gets on top of it, that was the plan, right? So if they go underneath, Turner's in cover 2, he's going to come down and blast the guy. You're not supposed to get that good. That was, the guy bobbled it a little bit, and Turner gets a nice shot on him. So then Michigan State's got an adjustment to that. And now we're going to see State responding to what Michigan's doing and messing around with us a little bit, because now you got us in that cover 2. Here you've got, now unfortunately I clipped this a little too late, but you got 2 receivers who started next to each other, and they kind of flip spots. We call it scissors, right? One guy goes one way, one guy goes the other way. All right? So the scissors is going to screw them. They got one guy staying on top of it. I can get this to go. There we go. And see, we got Samer still taking him on top. We got someone climbing underneath. And then the linebacker is left covering this guy. So they flipped him on us, right? And now all of a sudden we have a guy running free. The linebacker's supposed to get depth, but
he's already beat at that point.
Yeah. He's dead, and that's that's not what he's supposed to do. If you have a linebacker who can cover that guy in space, yay for you.
It would be different if he was already flowing downhill, but I mean, you got a guy dead sprint down the field and he's sideways looking the other way.
Right. So he's got plenty of space there, and fortunately we have Rod Moore to shut that down for us. And so Michigan State gets a big play, right? Now the game's so late at this point that they're really, scoring is only to give them dignity. But we can't let them have dignity.
No.
There is no dignity. No dignity. All right, so here's Michigan's response to Michigan State's response to Michigan's response, whatever.
The response to the response to the response.
Wherever we are now, yeah. So same thing up top here, right?
Yeah,
watch these guys. They're going to run that same scissors thing.
And you can see what they do off the snap here on this one.
Yep. Okay, so now we've got Samer still dropping behind here. He's reading Samer still. He thinks he's got the same thing, right? He thinks that he's going to get that same deal, right? And that we've got both guys are going to come over the top and take away that corner, because that's what we've been doing, right? Well, guess who baited it away?
He's going to go get his buffs.
That was the guy. Yeah. It's hard to see it on this one, but here's the guy up here, right? He thought he was going to take him to the corner. He thought that Moore was going to get over there. Moore steps away and baits it and steps right in front of it. Times it perfectly. And, I mean, that's it. You only get to run these concepts a few times. So that was the meta game. It all was kind of part of itself, right? The idea of we can't stop Coleman just by playing one-on-one, which was how we wanted to do it, right?
Yeah.
Put Jamon Green on Coleman. When it's not happening. They got us twice on it. So what do? We put a safety on top of it. What does Michigan State do? They try that once to see how it works. They try to go underneath that. It doesn't really work for them, even though they had the space, because Turner breaks it up.
Yeah.
So then their response to Michigan doing that is, okay, we're going to attack middle of the field. Michigan's response to that, okay, we're going to read middle of the field and bait you into that throw and intercept.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the meta game going on in the passing game side of this thing. There wasn't a whole lot more I saw from Michigan State's passing game. Their running game, I did an extra piece on that because it was a little harder to think. But there you go. That's the passing meta game that happened in this game.
What do you think happened first half to second half to go from what looked like a fairly solid offensive game for Michigan State coming in the first half to nothing in the second half?
They got nothing in the first half either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the first half, what did they get? They got a couple mossings.
Yeah.
They were in a 3rd and long, and they, they got that little OPI on Turner, which I'm not mad about. Turner's small, Keon Coleman's big. Hat tip to that guy. That was just, you're big, you get to push off a little bit. That's college football. And that kind of got them down the field, and then they had a couple ref events I don't want to get into again, but that was like the only drive. It's the only drive that went 10 plays. Yeah. The other drive that got the touchdown was 2 plays, right? The only things that worked. And remember that 3rd and 8 where they mossed Jermaine Green. The play before that was that double screen that Barrett almost intercepted. Yeah. So I mean, they could have been shut out.
Now, do you think I get nervous about style points a little bit when it comes to how these people vote, the playoffs, all that. 29-7 felt like a old school whooping to me watching the game. But anybody who didn't watch, what do you think? What are they taking away from this?
Is this your talk me up, talk me down?
I don't know. It must be.
All right,
it must be rolling
I'm going to talk you up on that.
Yeah, talk me up on the fact that
Michigan plays Ohio State. The winner of Michigan-Ohio State is going to the playoffs. End of story. I don't think one of them is going to lose the Big Ten West champion. If they do, maybe you got a weird scenario there, but I think the Big Ten champion is going to go to the playoffs, and the other one is probably just going to the Rose Bowl. Yeah. Clemson, I don't know if they lose to Notre Dame or not, but the committee has shown many times that Clemson is, they play an ACC schedule, they go undefeated, they get in. It doesn't matter. Yeah. All right. The Big Ten and the SEC, you actually have to play some games. The SEC is going to be weird, but they're not going to have 3 teams in. Right. So, the SEC champion, if they beat both the other teams, that's kind of our best case scenario, because then you got, then you have a 1-loss one that doesn't really, then maybe you can get in, probably won't. And then you have, the champion goes as number 1.
Oh, no coughing. We got to start over.
No COVID.
No, it's not COVID. It's not COVID. So talk me down then. Yeah. I was not. Ohio State ended up with a similar margin of victory. They looked good in the last 8 minutes of that game. Some of that seemed flukish. I thought Penn State had a chance to win that football game. Yeah. Talk me down a little bit. I don't know why we can't beat them again this year.
When has Ohio State not had a hard time with Penn State? Every single time they play Penn State, it's the same. Penn State looks better. Ohio State looks unprepared. Penn State starts screwing up because James Franklin can't coach a football game. Ohio State takes advantage. Ohio State wins. Penn State fans blame the refs. It happens every year. It happened in 2018. How'd that go? How'd 2019 go? Remember? It happens every year. Ohio State versus Penn State is never an indication of anything except for Penn State should be played every year.
All right. Yeah. I like it. All right. Your turn.
Okay. Man, I already used the Heisman one, didn't I? Yeah. God, I wanted to use that again. Talk me down. Talk me down on this one. I'm using it anyway. Blake Corum deserves the Heisman more than Tennessee's quarterback.
All right. So the main thing I would say is Tennessee's quarterback already helped pop Alabama. That was a great performance. Tennessee is coming out of nowhere.
But it's his offense. It's just his offense. Blake Corum's doing it on his own. Not doing it with bad blocking, but you saw how many yards he got himself.
Yeah, you know what hurts Corum actually is the fact that we have lightning and lightning. We have 2 guys out there that are doing it, so you can't. And Edwards, I think, would be able to do it on his own with most offenses. But this offensive line has actually looked pretty darn good. Has opened up holes. I think that running backs
we're too good. Is that what you're saying?
I think we're too balanced. And actually, you brought that up. When I was talking about Corum 4 weeks ago and saying, "Hey, talk me down," I think he should be a major Heisman candidate. You said the same thing. If it's a Blake Corum show, then maybe we're in trouble. And maybe we're not in trouble. I don't know.
There's precedence, right? There's precedent here. Number 2 for Michigan should win the Heisman over the quarterback of Tennessee.
I like that. Yeah. And maybe that means that this quarterback from Tennessee is going to go ahead and be a 15-year starter in the NFL and a Hall of Famer. We'll see.
Maybe the second best quarterback of his generation after JJ. Anyway, all right, now you got to talk me up on something.
All right, yep.
I'm having a hard time finding anything to be negative about. Nope. Linebackers did well. Man.
This is weird for you, Seth.
Okay, I got one.
All right.
I got one. We're going to have a hard time with only one corner. When Jamon Green and Jaden McBurrows are out, that was just the number 2 cornerback and possibly the number 4 cornerback on Michigan's depth chart. Probably wasn't. I know Jaden McBurrows was buried a little bit, but he's supposed to be coming up, and he was supposed to be injured, and this is supposed to be like him getting better, right?
Yeah.
So with those 2 guys out, did Michigan State actually hurt us? Did they just wipe out our cornerback depth?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that our cornerback depth has been a concern. It's a concern
who's
every
after
single
Johnson?
year.
Who is our cornerback after Johnson?
I mean, nobody.
You don't know.
And
you don't even know.
You still
don't even know who goes in next.
I know, but you still don't know how Johnson would perform. I mean, he seems like an absolute blue chip. And
sure, but now we got
ready.
2 cornerbacks.
Yeah.
Samer-Still. They got to move Samer-Still out, and they'll put Moten at nickel, and I think that's what they were trying.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think, I'm concerned about that. At the same time, I do think that we do a really good job of not putting the cornerbacks in trouble. As we saw in our play breakdown, we did a really nice job with the safeties, and we have solid safety play. When's the last time that, I felt really good about the safety? It feels like we had 10 years of a black hole at safety in Michigan.
I mean, I went back through my scores because, the safety thing was just burned in my memory from the 2000s, right? When, we had, there was a guy at your tailgate last week who was wearing a Jamar Adams jersey, and I'm like, I got to give you a fist bump. That was, my favorite safety of that era, and that tells you something if Jamar Adams is your favorite safety of that era.
Yeah.
But, Leno Hill was awesome. Yeah. And we know he doesn't get enough credit for being as good as he was. And Jordan Kovacs was a great college safety.
He was fun.
Yeah. So
Jordan Kovacs might have been the most fun player on defense over that decade.
I mean, he had his limitations. And he was good as a upperclassman, but 2009, it was a little rickety. In 2000, when he first got in there. Oh, why are we talking about that?
I think I was more concerned coming into the season with the secondary than I was with the D-line, like everybody was talking about, and I'm pretty happy.
I'm a little down. I thought Moten has had kind of a rough season when I thought he was going to maybe take a step forward. Makari Page definitely passed him. Page is doing fine, but Page kind of seems to have that limit of that Jamar Adams, Jared Wilson level, and Jared Wilson was another good safety we had.
Yeah.
So, we've had
What's your thought on Will Johnson? Does he have some more upside yet? He's
a true freshman. He's going to make true freshman mistakes.
Yeah.
They can't do as much with him, and Jamon Green was definitely ahead of him for a reason. So I looked at the Jamon Green plays, and I don't think Green actually did anything too wrong. One of them was an OPI that, it's going to happen to anybody. And another one was, he had his arm, hey, you're here, I can do this to you. He had his arm right inside there like that. So you try catching a football like that in the air.
Yeah, exactly. Got him hooked.
His hand hits the ball first. That's not fair.
No. Well, tell me what you think about this game this weekend. Another traditional trap game, or is this going into...
I picked Rutgers as my trap game early in the season, and I'm looking like an idiot because their offense is so bad. They're so bad. Rutgers is bad. I'm going.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. So I can't see this one being... actually, I said 28 points this week. I was wrong, but I think we kind of met in the middle on what was going to happen. I think this weekend we're going to score 50 plus, and I think it's going to be something like 55-12.
78-0.
78. I was at the 78-0 with the boys, and the memory that they still recount is when we threw a pick six that got called back on a penalty, and they inadvertently shot the cannon. And
there's no more perfect way to do that.
Yeah, and the Michigan fan, our section, we had so many Michigan fans there, but our section was closest to the cannon, and we were just chanting every Michigan touchdown, shoot the cannon. So anybody going this weekend, you got to get the shoot the cannon.
We'll get that going.
We'll get it going.
All right, man.
Dude, in person. This is weird.
Yeah.
Let's go get a beer.
I'm down. Let's go.
All right. See ya.
Rage!